Hey guys, get here, get here, get here. It's Jennifer. I want to talk to you today about sorcery and you being the source of your own universe, being the source. And it's just so interesting, like how much programming have I had or have we had where our universe is something that we have to interface with and we have to cooperate with and we have to follow all the rules, but maybe not that we are the source of our own success, the source of how we show up, the source of things for our own family, the source for our own abundance, our power, our pleasure, our prosperity. And so this is my broadcast today and over the next 9 days. I'm going to be going live with the 9 principles of the Sorceress of Success. And so you're going to learn more about me. You're going to learn more about these 9 principles that you need to have in order to be able to be a sorceress and be the source of your own success in your own life, in your business, in your body, in your relationships, in your wealth, in your finances. And so today I want to talk about sovereignty in your body, sovereignty with your physical form. And I also want to talk about the anti-sovereignty movement as I see it. Like there's a huge amount of force on us from everywhere, taking our own personal sovereignty away from us. And so this is something that I want to talk about because it's very, very important to me that people make sovereign choices. People make sovereign decisions. And the very cool thing is when I can trust myself to make sovereign decisions, and I can trust you to make sovereign decisions, the world becomes a safer place. What happens when we aren't making sovereign decisions is it gets shaky. If people are allowing large bodies to tell us what we're going to do with our bodies, what we're going to do with our health, what we're going to do with our physical form, then what happens is those bodies, even if they're trying to make choices based on what's for the greater good, it will never be for the greater good for you as an individual. And so today I'm going to share some tips and tricks about how to make a sovereign choice. But also I need you to understand that most people these days are really, really running on adrenal. They are looking for that dopamine hit to stop themselves from running on adrenal. But what happens is those things just sort of circle around one another. The dopamine and the adrenal hits are circling around one another. And so the choices that you're making, they're not from calm. They're not from relaxation. They're not from connected to a future that has money in it, that has a beautiful relationship in it, that has calm and vitality. And so those are the things that I'm a real champion for. And so over the next 9 days, you're going to find out what I am a champion for. So if you're looking for more information to start to become clear on what your life's mission is and what are the things that are anti-sovereignty, like stopping you from your life's mission. And I can say there are so many. People are burnt out. They have lack of motivation. They have lack of turn on. They're not making clear decisions. And so they have brain fog, they're not sleeping well, and then, they're chasing that calm feeling. And so some of the things that they're using to chase that calm feeling are not sovereign choices as well. Like, look at how much in movies and in media, people are using alcohol to relax. I'm not saying like don't use alcohol, but use it consciously and enjoy it, but is it really a pleasure for your body to use alcohol? And then also like connecting with social media, like watching your videos on TikTok or watching your videos on YouTube. You know, your phone is an electronic device. Does it really want to be that close to your body? Does your body really want to have your phone that close to it? And then these messages coming in your eyes constantly, does that actually allow you to relax? Well, if you look at the science, no. Absolutely not. There's a certain time of night where, you know, because we were nomadic beings, you know, staring into a fire past dark time, you know, there is a time where we just want to like hang out with our family, hang out with the people that we love and stare into the fire and relax. And so those are the places and spaces, you guys, that I really want to invite you to. Like this brain fog, this heaviness, this anxiety, this tiredness, this overwhelm, this burnout, this lack of turn on is a lack of sovereignty. And it's so interesting. I watched this video where this woman was talking about if you need space from other people, notice if your dog or your cat or maybe your kids get to come into that space, but the other people that you need space from, it's because of a lack of authenticity, a lack of personal sovereignty. You feel like, or maybe you do, that you have to be a different person so that those people can love you, so that those people can give you the love that you want. And I would say the more authentic that we can be, the more sovereign we can be with our bodies, the easier it becomes to be in chaos. And a lot of us, myself included, have had a lot of chaotic things happening over the last 90 days and also maybe over the last year. And I would say, have a look at that. We've moved from Capricorn Pluto into Aquarius Pluto now in astrology. And there are things that are, you know, so coming to the tail end of it, I had placements in those charts that was just the very end of some chaos for me. And I am so glad for it, you guys. But also knowing very deeply what your body feels like when it is calm, when it's free, when it's sovereign. Then you start to make the choices based on a freedom, on a future that includes freedom for you. And I would say, like, oh my goodness, like half of your human design chart is unconscious. And so we do have what I call the vectors, you know, of the places and spaces so that you know where your blind spots are. But knowing where your blind spots are and being able to act on where your blind spots are two different things. Like I remember looking at the human design charts at the beginning and I'm like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. How do I start to look at that in a way that works for me? And I do love human design. I love gene keys. I love the technology. I think it's so freaking interesting. I also am a lifelong psychic and intuitive. And so the messages that I get from your body, like, hey, Jennifer, let's have a conversation about this. Hey, Jennifer, let's have a conversation about that, is very often mirrored with the human design and the gene keys charts. It's like, okay, well, look, tell her where her Venus is, you know, tell him where his attractor sphere is. And so it's very, very, what I love about it is it backs up what I want to have a conversation with you about. And it also gives you a roadmap in order to be able to start to move towards consciousness. And why do I want you to move towards consciousness? Or why do I want humanity to move towards consciousness? Well, the more conscious humanity is, the least likely we are to be embroiled in this anti-sovereignty movement, this anti-sovereignty vibe. And so you're looking at a bunch of different things. If you are my type of people, you know, I would start to make a list for myself, like where do I feel this anti-sovereignty movement is coming into my life? You know, like where's it coming into my finances? Where's it coming into my relationships? Well, the body is the vehicle. The body is the vehicle, you guys. So there's a lineup to actually get into a human body, to incarnate into a human body. So you've already won the lottery by being here. And the next way that you can really capitalize on this experience with being a human in a human body is to start to notice all the places and spaces where your body is not free. And I'll tell you, you won't notice them unless you start to look at them. And because it's unconscious, it requires somebody to unlock you. So it requires facilitation. If you were able to do this, like I'm telling you, you are smart enough. If this was a smart process, hold on guys, this is like oops, hold on you guys. I've been on Facebook quite a bit today, so if it tells me what to do, I am going to have to click out and click back in again. So this sovereignty movement isn't just for your body, you guys. It is for your relationships. It's for your finances. But the body is the vehicle. Why you would have a relationship? For your body. Why you would have wealth? For your body. So the primary point of concern is the actual body. And so here's some symptoms, like confusion is a huge symptom. You know, the ability to not know where to start or when to start. You're stuck in freeze because there's fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. So you might be stuck in freeze. And so that's one of the things that I notice with myself is that's my primary trauma response is freeze. Luckily, I am very good at timing. I know that about myself. I do have good timing. And so when you have a primary trauma response, we can actually see it in your chart. And we can also see what the antidote is in your chart. Quite often the antidote to whatever it is that you're experiencing is in your charts as well. And also I'm going to pick this up from your body. So what questions do you have, guys? I am going to be monitoring this chat. I'm also going to be monitoring all of these 9 days that we are together. And so Sorceress of Success is a 9-step process, a 9-step system. And the first part that we're going to talk about is sovereignty. And sovereignty of your body is what I'm talking about today. So you as a being, you've been you as long as you've been you. You know, so whatever it is, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, you've been you. And so you are the specialist. So understand yourself as the specialist. And so this anti-sovereignty movement wants to take authority away from you, wants to take your ability to make choices for you, for your body, and place it with someone else. So an authority figure, a spiritual leader, a doctor, a lawyer, you know, like the government, like whatever it is. And I'm not standing for it. Like, you do not have to take your body into places where you don't want to go. You do not have to say yes to people doing stuff to your body that you don't want. But how do you know that? How do you know that, guys? You know, a lot of people I see have complex PTSD from everything that's happened in their lives. And so they've got that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. And so the fawn response is also very dangerous. It's like, oh, I'm going to say yes because I don't want to have a conflict. Or I'm going to say yes because I feel like this person makes better choices than I do. And I would say when you start to work with me, one of my gifts is I can feel the parts of your body that give you the information of where a no is and where a yes is. And the more no's that turn out to be great no's and the more yeses that turn out to be great yeses, this is so key, you guys. You start to build confidence that you are making excellent choices for yourself. You start to build clarity and certainty on your direction in life. So, yeah, where do I want to go with that? Like, your body comes in with codes. Like, I am what's called the vessel of love. So the gates are 46, 25, 15, and 10 on the vessel of love. So it's all about love of the body and love of being in the body and having an experience of being in the body, which is very interesting. And the 46 is also a very abundant gate. It's very lucky. It finds money. It's also called the rainmaker. And so the rainmaker just knows where the money is. And I would say a lot of the time, even though that's my incarnation, there we go, having that information about having a sovereign body, having a sovereign experience in your body. And so, my goodness, I can feel all of the entities trying to get in on this. So if you are a being without a body, thank you so much for showing up live. Please do not mess with my tech. Please bring some more conscious beings with bodies to come and engage with this content so that they can begin to have some freedom. I will talk to you beings without bodies later. One of the things that I do is I have some chi, talking to people's ancestors, talking to beings without bodies. I call them NPBs, non-physical beings. And so if you have a body, there are NPBs that are attracted to you, and they can be enrolled and enlisted in the process. I didn't think that I needed to talk to this, but they're messing with my tech. And so part of being a sovereign being is making sure that these NPBs, these non-physical beings, aren't affecting your body and making choices for you. And so one of the things that I noticed years ago was that if I drank wine, there would be more entities around. And so I just decided that that was it for me and wine, or me and alcohol. And so luckily that, I wasn't addicted. I just enjoyed the taste. And so I'm less affected by entities now in my body, in my physical form. So I am more sovereign from entities because of that choice. And so will we ever get perfect? Will we ever get to that place in space where we are completely sovereign? You know what? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have an answer for you on that. What I feel is that when I go into different places and spaces, how aware I am and how aware I'm able to be is, it sort of slides around. Like I walk into some places and I feel brain fog, and I walk into some places and I feel anxious. And so because I have this really great relationship with my body now and my physical form, what is available to me is massive. And I would say, I want that for you. Like, do you want that for you? Do you want a fully sovereign body? Do you want to notice the places and spaces where this anti-sovereignty movement is pushing itself down on you? And like, how to get free from that? Because you do have a thing that you're here to be and do. You do have a gift that you're here to express. And part of that gift is getting to be in a beautiful body, a human body, and to get to experience it with other bodies. And so when you look at human design, there's places, the wheel, the mandala, like if you know what that is, there's quarters in the mandala that tell you, like, are you supposed to be working with a big group of people? Are you supposed to be, like a solopreneur? Are you here to make mutations with other people? Are you here to show people the polarity? And one of the things that I'm here to be and do is to show people the polarity. Like, hey, this is what's available. This is what's available, but this is where you're sitting right now. And here's the gap. And I've pretty much always been able to do that. I'm a little bit more, what do I want to say? I'm better at explaining it now than I used to be. And I would say that human design is one of those places that has given me some more language to be able to explain to people, like, hey, here's where you are, here's where you want to be, here's the gap, and here's the tiny steps. And I would say, yeah, my clients say to me, Jennifer, I feel more confident. I feel like one step is good enough, and these are the things that I'm planning on doing. And so when we're working together in a mentorship, or if we're working together in Sorceress of Success, then, you know, that empowerment, that confidence, that deep body assuredness is what's available. So here's my invitation to you is I'm going to be going live at 2:22 tomorrow, and we're going to talk about sovereignty in relationships, and that, you know, loving relationships includes sovereignty. You don't have to be a different you for each person. And also the anti-sovereignty movement in relationships, like who you are supposed to be as a wife, as a husband, as a daughter, as a mother, as a friend, as a sister. Like, there's a lot of anti-sovereignty there. And then also, please like this, please share this. And if you want to start having conversations about this anti-sovereignty movement with your besties and invite me into the process, invite them into the Sorcery Salon, my hope is that this reaches enough people that we can really start to have a conversation about this that really, really starts to bring people into their bodies and create so much more for them, so much more for the universe, and so much more freedom. Sovereignty and freedom. So thanks so much for showing up today. My name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and if you would like to click around and find out more about me, just do that. Go into my reels. You will know who I am very, very quickly. Take care, guys. Take care.